Yo, today I'm playing as China in 1.9. There's a couple of really significant changes to China this patch. For example, we start on Canton system, which gives extra taxation capacity but bans building trade centers. I think it's overall a good thing, but it's worse than regular isolationism. We also have government administrations only employing 1,500 pops now, whereas in previous patches they employed 5,000. This is a huge buff. It means we aren't going to need nearly as much in government wages. This was like 200K or something, I think, at game start before. We're going to load this to very low, of course. And also, the last important change is population growth is way higher than before on China specifically, due to low SOL pop growth being the highest affected. So we now start the game with a 1.1% pop growth almost, which is pretty insane. I'm going to go high taxes. I'm going to do an opium consumption tax, and it's time to spam some promote social mobility in a bunch of states, specifically these ones, Entebbe. And then I'm going to do construction sectors on iron frame buildings, 5 in each, and then some iron mines in all of these places, and Hebei as well. And then I'm going to move my interests into Southern Africa. You might think we can have a second interest, but it will go away very quickly. I'm going to put our first tech into colonization, then romanticism, and stock exchange. I'm also going to start improving relations with Russia on game start, because we do want to be able to earn a recognition, and Russia is the person start the game with highest relations with. And I believe it's time to unpause now, so I'm just going to unpause, and we're going to go for our war against Gaza as soon as we can. We got the opium crisis, which is pretty good. Or it's not pretty good, it always happens, and it's kind of bad, but it's good we click it before the end of the month. Now I'm going to declare on Gaza here for conquering their state. We get opium smugglers, I'll take the authority. And now we're going to move our interest from Southern Africa up to France, and we should lose our second interest. Yep, we do. We want to go to France, of course, because we want to get them to guarantee our independence. France guaranteeing your independence is very essential, because the war with the UK is pretty tough. I mean, sometimes the UK is just not declaring it right now, but I assume that's going to get fixed. Yeah, France is now protective. Unfortunately, we didn't get a protective Prussia. It's pretty unfortunate. Typically, you do, and that would be very nice. I'm going to give France some money in exchange for guaranteeing our independence. We'll see if they accept that treaty. Okay, they do. Yeah, Prussia not being protective is actually pretty bad. We need Prussia to protect us, kind of. Maybe we can get, like, USA or something. We need someone else to guarantee our independence, or else the war is going to be super hard. Oh, I forgot to start the naval invasion on Gaza. Let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, put an interest in USA, and they flip protective. If you can't get Prussia, just go around and find someone else. And in this case, USA is going to be who I go with. Get a guarantee of independence in exchange for a bit of monies. Okay, looks good. Very good. I'm giving 7,500. Oh, they declined, actually. Okay, well, we'll have to give them... Oh, they want at least plus 38? That's crazy. I don't know what we want to give them. Maybe just give them an obligation. Giving them investment rights actually wouldn't be too bad. We'll just give them an obligation. We don't need this much money. We'll give them like 5,000. No, we don't. We just give them like 4,800. It doesn't really matter how much money we give them, but or we can actually give them even less. 4,500. Yes, there we go. Okay, the September convention. Get a guarantee from USA and France, which should be pretty solid for winning the Opium Wars, I think. I'm going to start improving relations with France, because we do want to try to get an alliance with them. Oh, wait. Okay, I thought seeing Britain be genial towards us, but that's actually Britain's opinion of America. Okay, that makes some more sense. We're not in one of the 1 in 10 chance or whatever that Britain will just allow you to ban opium. Well, I really don't need to research colonization this much. Like, this is a little too much. It's getting tech spreaded, so we can go for something else. Question is, how's peasant movement going? Well, we do want to try to go homesteading probably now, so let's get, maybe wait a little bit longer. No, we should just go for it. Get the rural folk in government and start passing homesteading, I guess. And I think we'll just go romanticism now for agrarianism, and then stock exchange and ammo engine. That should be good. I got a treaty from a country that's instantly non-existent. Interesting. Okay, I declined the treaty. We're almost completely out of infamy, so I'm gonna go for a war on Transvaal. Now I'm gonna send over, I think, like 2 armies. By the way, I'm intentionally keeping these armies with no generals to make Britain hopefully more likely to attack me because they see I'm weak or something. Okay, Britain finally declared the Opium Wars. Nice. So USA will join for an obligation. Okay. France wants to humiliate Great Britain. I think Call Allies the same amount of maneuvers, so I'll just give them that. Then America wants an obligation, which is going to be better than Call Ally in exchange in like maneuver costs and stuff. So we're going to give them that. Now I have 45 extra maneuvers. I'm going to move my interest from Dixie to the Caribbean because we need to add some more war goals in order to get recognition from this war. We are like kind of close to getting recognition. Maybe I should swap back to colonization. We'll see. Oh yeah, we need to disband all armies that have low org now to try to get our org back. And hopefully, with the help of America and stuff, we can actually win this war. It's a bit of a tough war, but you'll see that it's definitely doable if you have 2 guaranteers. If you just have France or you just have Prussia or whatever, it's going to be much, much trickier, and you basically have to play the war perfectly and get good RNG, I think. But if you have 2, it seems to be pretty doable. Oh, how's the war with Transvaal going? It's probably going fine. It should be fine. We're just gonna be ready for this war against Great Britain. Mobilize all the armies, and yeah. Oh yeah, we need to wait for our interests so we can add our additional war goals. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not adding anything against USA, so we might contribute a bit less than we would hope. We just need to wait for our Caribbean interest to appear. It should appear in just a couple of days. Yep, there it is. Liberate country Bahamas and conquer West Indies. You just need like a tiny bit more recognition progress, and we don't have maneuvers for liberate, so conquer will do. Unfortunately, USA only actually has like 50 conscripts, which really isn't that much, but it is something. I'm gonna split off like a 1 stack to go take over the West Indies with, along with a 7-stack navy, and this should be good. We're gonna pay for emancipation for the slaves, not slaves, serfs. I'm also going to just try to get some promoted generals here and then get a ton of conscripts going because this war is going to be really tough. Okay, Britain went for junks. Oh wow, they're going like a more southern approach. Usually they go for like Beijing, I feel like, but this time we have 3 different naval invasions all in like this middle section of the country. Okay, well, as soon as we can assign to the fronts, we will. The Transvaal War is not going well because we accidentally disbanded troops over here, which makes the front not go as well, I think. But I think we'll just give it a shot with attacking again, maybe or actually, I'm just gonna move the 70 stack back, and it's gonna cost troops to move it back, but we just have to, or convoys to move it back. We just have to. Okay, now we have convoys again, which should make this army able to actually win. Because, oh no, we don't have any more. I don't know what's going on, but soon we'll get fronts over here, and we need to try to win those fronts. Oh, we took over this. Now we need to go for liberate Bahamas. So we're gonna naval invade that. Okay, fronts are over here. Set everyone here to defense. Last stand if you can, sure. Everyone goes there, except maybe like you guys can go there. Sure, looks good. Oh, we passed homesteading. Nice. So we're 6 months away from romanticism. If we were further, maybe I'd try to do interventionism with a law commitment or whatever, but we're just gonna go agrarianism. Yeah, I've occupied the Bahamas, so Britain is now capping out fairly quickly, but yeah, we still need to hold. What treaty port are they going for? They're going for a Suzhou treaty port, so holding Suzhou is the war goal pretty much. Uh-oh. Are we actually gonna lose? Is France arriving, please? Oh wow, France is so far away. No. That's crazy. You're kidding me that we're actually gonna lose this because the French are just nowhere near arriving. And they're gonna get into Suzhou. Dang. That's so unfortunate that they get into Suzhou like that. Can we maybe like naval invade behind them or something? Maybe. Actually, don't know. Maybe this will work. Please tell me this works. I'm so screwed otherwise. Usually, you can get Prussia and this war so much easier, but it looks like we're gonna have to do some sneaky behind them naval invading. I don't think they're gonna defend this. I don't know why their navy just like left, but it's very convenient for me. Um, oh, actually, maybe we don't need to do this to win this war. I'm gonna cancel this and we're gonna try to win without this because actually, if we just go full defense, maybe we can just hold longer than them in terms of capitulation because they're capping faster. I'm gonna damage relations with Russia temporarily just because I don't actually want them to be the person that we get recognition off of. It'd be better for it to be on France. Wait, did they just like take out troops from the front so we're actually just gonna be able to push back into Suzhou? That's certainly a way to play. Okay, I don't know what Britain's doing. I guess they want to go send troops over to Canada or something. Because yeah, Canada's getting occupied by a native rebellion. Anyway, UK's now in the negatives. They're actually super far from wanting to accept our peace deal, though. So I'm a little unfortunate, but soon enough we can make peace. Okay, they've got troops coming back now, so... Oh, they're actually like really far from arriving back, though, so we maybe can still push in? No. Well, we got the research done on Romanticism, so it's time to go Agrarianism. Okay, we can now finally make peace with the Brits, and we earn recognition. A new dawn for Great Qing. Ratify the treaty. We're now the 12th great power in the world, except if we unpause, we're now the 3rd great power in the world. Of course. Very nice. Well, now that we're recognized, we can have a bunch more interests in the world, so I'll just put a couple of interests in a couple of spots, I guess. Yeah, something like this. Now we can try to get an alliance with France, because of course, now that we're recognized, the French AI doesn't have -200 to getting an alliance with us, which is, yeah, a little ridiculous. We will owe them an obligation, try to get a 25-year alliance, although the AI might just break it, because that seems to be happening quite often. Or we should actually renegotiate the old one so that we don't have to keep paying them 7,500. That would be a good idea. So let's remove that. Okay, France really wants to give us luxury clothes for some reason, so we'll take their luxury clothes, and with that, we can get an alliance. So that's pretty nice. Yep, we get the Nanchang Protocol, which gives us an alliance with France. For our next war, we want to try to take Asturias from Spain for their amazing company. It's not actually like the best company, but it's the best easily accessible company. Otherwise, we have to go for like Warsaw or like Wallonia, which are not exactly easily accessible states, or Yorkshire, which there is one way to get Yorkshire, which is offering the British AI all your treaty force and then asking for it, I think. But that's a little ridiculous. We're experiencing fake shortages right now, so I'm just going to swap steel frame, wood frame, steel, iron frame, and now you can actually like 20 construction for that, which is pretty nice. The French haven't formed a power block yet, so I'm just going to form a sovereign empire, I guess. I mean, you can make an argument for like a trade league or something, but I think I'm just going to do a sovereign empire. Whatever, sure. Create the power block, and yeah. If you want to start getting mandate growth up, we could have done this, I guess, during the war or whatever, but we wanted to make sure we can get that alliance with France. And if France had a block, it would have been bad to form the block and then get -30 relations with France when they form their block. So good, we got our block now. I don't think we want to go food standardization because I think we're going to have too many pops. We already have 4 million unemployment and it's 1840. We now have agrarianism. Let's go. Big nice. Wait, did that not crash our bureaucracy? No, there it did. Okay, well we have 100k pile to balance now, which is very nice. We should probably expand construction. Also, we're almost out of infamy, but maybe we should just try to wait on declaring a war till Opium War is over. I don't know. We could just declare a quick war. I mean, I really want to go in on Spain, but I think we should wait till the opium crisis is over. Yeah, we're just gonna wait till the opium crisis is over to declare more wars. But what I am gonna do is build a whole lot more construction. We need all the construction we can get. That should be good. Also, I'm gonna go up to very high taxes because I think that'll be doable. And also, I'm gonna put back social mobility decrees, which I took away some of due to wanting to try to pass agrarianism a little bit faster. Also, I should stop bolstering the peasant movement. Unless you want to try to get off of per capita tax, but that's not going to be profitable for a while. I'm going to declare a war on Cuba real quick for liberate subject. I'm going to be calling France to our side. Okay, we need to call France in. They're one acceptance away from taking an obligation. So we'll do this. And yeah, now they will accept an obligation. Giving an obligation isn't a big deal because we're going to give them an obligation from this anyway. So it won't matter too much. Yeah, we get France on our side. Now I'm going to primary lib Catalonia to make them less likely to back down. Then I'm going to add in conquer Asturias as a war goal. The opium crisis has been completed. The sovereignty of Great Qing is absolute. Stop being obsessed with opium, which is kind of a downside actually, but we get 20 legitimacy, 20% authority, and 20% influence, which is all pretty nice. And we can remove the ban on opium now. We're running a little bit of a bureaucracy deficit. We should build bureaucracy up a bit. Oh wow, we're running huge infra shortages like everywhere. That's not good. Instead of going ammo engine, I'm actually gonna go line infantry because I do want to try to transfer India soon. You know, that's always thing you gotta get going in a China run. We actually are lacking small arms for that though. But we can probably try to use transfer goods to get it from China, or from France, I mean. France is finally sending over a little bit more troops to this front, so hopefully they can actually win it. I don't know. It seems like they just barely send anything to the Spain front, unfortunately. So it takes a while to win, usually. I'm sending over a 70 stack to potentially help, but unfortunately this is too many convoys for us, so maybe I should try to build some more ports. I guess that would give us more infrastructure, so I'll just spam a couple of ports. Also, I should probably build universities somewhere. Suzhou actually looks like a decent place for some universities. I think we'll start building up a uni stack. We need like 30 unis or something for getting into our max innovation. Actually, we don't because our max innovation is so low, but I'll build like 30 anyway. Sure. Well, with this 41 stack arriving to the front, I guess I'll mobilize this 70 stack, and we'll just see how it goes. The org is kind of bad on it, but it'll at least let them allocate more troops to the battles. Yeah, they get like all their troops in now because of my huge numeric advantage increasing. Front advantage is high enough I can set all my generals to advance, I think, just to try to speed up this war a little bit. Dang, we're below minimum expected SOL. That's not ideal. Can we maybe try to get the rural folk be happy? I'd like to get them out of government. Oh wow, they're so mad if they're out of government. Oh, they failed the petition. Can we get them something to make them happy? They like passing state religion. Okay, let's try that, I guess. We just need something to make them a little happy. We don't actually want to pass state religion, obviously, but we just need to get the rural folk to be a little bit happier. If we can get that plus 20% agriculture, it'd be so good. We're actually just running a positive balance. Should probably get more construction built. I don't know where we have infra, really. We really don't have much infra. I guess Eastern Guangdong is going to be pretty good because we can build ports there. So that makes it kind of the best spot. Unfortunately, Spain, we're just like failing to take Toledo, and instead we're just pushing to Galicia and Badajoz and stuff. Who knows how we got here without getting here? This is truly Victory Front's moment. Okay, finally we can enforce. Sure, we'll liberate the Philippines. It doesn't really matter too much. Start incorporating Asturias. It is going to be 20 years till we can get that going. Wow, North German Federation already formed? That is pretty nice. Great Britain is withdrawn from giving me free money. This is unbelievable. It is time to liberate Jamaica from the British. Mostly because we need to have a war goal that doesn't cost infamy so we can sway France in. Jamaica isn't really a real place that matters. I mean, it kind of matters, but it doesn't really matter. We're not plus 80 with France? Dang. Okay, they want to join? I don't know why they went from like -1 to -30 to -1. But I'm sure there's some sort of reason. Anyway. USA actually looks kind of likely to join, so I'm not going to add my war goal in yet. But, we're about to get line infantry. And, yeah, we're going to try to take over India. We're going to go through Bhutan, I think. I think this used to have impassable terrain. But it looks like there's a path that isn't impassable, so I'm going to try to do that to get into India. You used to have to go through Nepal, but it looks like Bhutan will work. I'm going to give that a shot. Also, we have too much construction, I think, actually. So I'm going to delete, like, a bit of construction to make stuff, hopefully, our deficit will be a bit less bad. USA still hasn't declared neutrality, which is a little bad. We're gonna have to sit on 0 infamy for a second here. Hopefully USA will declare neutrality. If not, we'll just add it, or yeah, we'll just have to add it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, looks like USA is not declaring neutrality. So, transfer East India Company. Here we go. They want to liberate Hunan. Interesting. Give this a general, and we should be good. Yeah, USA did not end up joining. Okay, that's very good for us. Oh, we got line infantry. Okay, let's upgrade all units. And now this is going to immediately give us a huge small arms shortage, probably. I'm just going to try to import small arms from Germany. Actually, we're going to wait for a little bit more to upgrade so we get a bit of a bigger shortage so that we can import more. Because I think that's how this works. That you can import more if you have a bigger shortage. Maybe at like 500 demand or something we'll go for this. Right now, yeah, 400 demand. We can take a look at how much we can import from Germany right now. And it is, yeah, 1,000. Oh, okay. So we're at the point where they don't want to give us that many. They want to give us, okay, 300 something, 331. Okay. I'll give them an obligation and tiny bit of money for this. And I promise to not tariff your wine. Okay, the Qing North German Treaty has been signed. Now we get our guns so that our army can work. I'm going to conquer Bhutan so that we can, get through to the capital of the East India Company. They do have a front, or they do some naval invasions going, but we should be able to repel those. Otherwise, we should also go for naval invasion on Jamaica. So, just gonna grab a general here and try to naval invade Jamaica. I think they just won't defend it. I know they have guys here, but they don't seem to use them in those areas for some reason. I don't really know why. Got the first mandate. I think I'm gonna actually go construction 1. Don't usually go construction, but since pop growth isn't really a factor I'm looking to try to maximize right now, I think construction 1 is a decent mandate to go. Well, we got Tibet. We're gonna try to hold Tibet until our huge army set can arrive to hopefully push in through Tibet. They are pushing into us right now, but in like 10 days we should arrive with a huge stack to defeat them. Yeah, okay. We're here now with 700k army or whatever, and we're winning. Except we're not winning in there for some reason. That's not good. Uh-oh. Why are we unable to push? I don't know. Very weird. I feel like we have such an overwhelming advantage that we should be able to push, but I guess not. I'm gonna try to do a naval invasion into Arakan or something. We'll see what we can do. Looks like the French have a big advantage down south, so maybe they'll send some troops back there and we can push that way or something. Okay, I actually changed it to West Bengal because it looks like that might work. Oh, they're sending some troops back, but actually we have a 90 advantage here now, so push. The French are actually winning a battle in West Bengal, so maybe we got this. Let's see. Yeah, we have 25% occupation in West Bengal now. That's good. I'm pretty sure that this will just never actually go because I have the set to defense. I'm not actually sure how that works, but I think that might be how it works, which is kind of overpowered, but I'm perfectly fine with overpowered things. And now we've occupied the East India Company capital, so that's great. We're running an arms shortage, so maybe I should build some small arms factories. I should probably also build more ports in eastern Guangdong. Gotta get those ports going. We can almost transfer the East India Company. And yeah, now we can transfer East India Company. We can't quite lib Jamaica, but I really... Oh, France doesn't want this peace deal, right? Okay. So that's not actually going to get accepted. Okay, never mind. Now I have to wait till April to send the peace deal again. Unfortunate. Okay, now we can make a peace deal that they'll actually accept. The Qing East India Company has been acquired. Very nice. Super nice. It's actually the Dominion of India because that's what it gets renamed to. Oh, wait, why is it a Dominion now? Didn't I transfer the chartered company? Can chartered companies no longer be transferred? Because I don't think the Raj event has happened yet. Huh. Interesting. Apparently we're running a huge coal deficit, so I guess I'm going to start building coal. I guess we're going to need it for when we inevitably are about to get atmospheric engine. Yeah, that's about to happen. Got Atmo engine, swapping up to Atmo engine. Unfortunately, we are still running a coal shortage, but with all these coal mines I'm building, the coal shortage should slowly go away. Also, think we should go water tube instead of that so that we can just tech spread mech tools, then go into railways. That seems like a solid plan. Isolationism is actually just your subjects do the trading for you. That's interesting. that subjects can do trading on isolationism. Doesn't seem like that's how it should work. I don't know. Great Britain is supporting the independence. That is interesting. AI is actually using treaties to support independence of my subjects. How dare it? That's so mean. A ton of the Indian guys are trying to get independence. I don't think they really stand any chance. Oh yeah, UK is helping them out because of the support of independence, I guess. Yeah, that must be why they're helping him out. Some sort of mechanic where independence supporters get called into those wars. Oh, there goes the huge war here. We have so much spare authority. I should probably put on some consumption taxes. Opium, services. We just need like a little bit more money. This doesn't look that bad of a deficit, really. Um, raise conscripts. Like, do we? No, we don't need to raise conscripts. We'll just raise a couple armies and it should be good enough. You know, it's just the Hindustan uprising. It's a huge Hindustan uprising, but it will be fine. Looks like we just defeated the Hindustan uprising. Hopefully, the other uprising can get defeated as well. If this actually goes through with all these annexes, that would be a lot of India under Dominion of India control. We've got this treaty with America. Gonna try to get a law commitment on laissez-faire, and then we can start enacting it, and that will be very good. Stall chance is pretty high, but I think it'll be good, and we can just gonna get through laissez-faire, which should be better for our reinvestment and stuff. We'll see. I've took back a bit of authority, so we have a good enactment time bonus there. It's only going to take us 79 days between checkpoints, which is not too long. We finally unlocked railroads, so I'm going to start trying to build a bunch of those, because, yeah, railroads are going to be the solution to happiness. Railroads are so good. Must subsidize all the railroads in the world, build lots of tooling workshops in Shaanxi, and everything will be good. Laissez-faire enacted. Now I'm going to get the rural folk in government, and we're going to start trying to pass something that they like agrarianism, because, yeah, we need this rural folk bonuses. They're so good, but we also need laissez-faire. So, yeah, now our reinvestment's way bigger, which is nice. We're also running a huge bureaucracy deficit, actually, so might want to try to get some government administrations going, I guess. Yeah, I'll try to build some government admins. Actually, I'm going to move those over to Shaanxi because we are going to be building up taxation capacity here fairly soon once we go per capita, or we're going to go per capita once we build up taxation capacity, because if we get this GDP per capita high enough, it will be worth it. Well, the AI formed Super Germany, which, not ideal. Okay. Agrarianism getting too close to passing, so I'm going to start doing interventionism instead now. I've swapped over to, or I built a bunch more construction sectors to hopefully increase GDP. I'm going up a little bit to like 147 million. I want to go higher, but this is decent. Well, we're barely going to earn less on per capita, so we're going to swap up to per capita. Yeah, very good odds of passing here, so it should be good. I get the philosophy department. 25% more university throughput is going to be nice. Unfortunately, I'm researching these a little bit ahead of time, but it's fine. Just got dialectics. Have I swapped up the PM for that? Yeah, we have. And, we're tech spreading quite good. 91 tech spread. Unfortunately, we're losing some from censorship and canton system, but I think that I want to keep both of those laws in for now. We are getting up all of our taxation capacity here in Shaanxi quite a lot. It might be time to start building up a new state. Although, until we're out of workers, I don't know there's a point in building up another state. I don't think there is. I'm gonna start trying to build up some steel mills, I think, so we can try to swap up to steel tools, maybe? I got my first company slot. I'm trying to figure out what would be a good company to go for right now. And I really don't know what to do. We could do wood company. I think this is a decent option. Yeah, we'll just go wood company, I guess. And I'll give this an industry charter for tooling workshops and trade rights and investment rights. Sure. This will be pretty good. Tooling and wood is good. And of course, for our second company or whatever, when we get this state incorporated, we're going to be trying to go for Duro e Campagna. And this has no overlap except for the industry charter for Duro is wood, so they would overlap in that case. But as long as we just don't give it the industry charter, we won't have any overlap, which is pretty good. Apparently I failed a government petition and now the scholar officials hate me. Well, that's unfortunate. The days of a cautious emperor are over. This is so sad, but it is what it is. Well, okay, per capita taxation is yet passing. Very nice. We get 471,000 income, which is a very big jump up from what our previous income was. Now we're actually running a positive balance, so we can afford a lot more construction then. Because, yeah, positive balances in my country, what do you think you're doing? Positive balances are fake news. Tons of construction should help us, go back into a deficit, which is probably worth it because I think, yeah, our interest rate's only 2.4% right now, which is not too high. I'm gonna try to swap over to steel tools, and this building should hopefully employ up. We might need a little bit more steel mills, but we do have quite a few steel mills here, which should hopefully make it not a shortage. We'll see. There's a small decrease in our GDP temporarily, but, hopefully get good old steel tools going, which will be pretty nice. I'm gonna build another, 200 universities. I think we need a bit more tech spread going here. Oh, Portugal breaks the Luso-Chinese agreement. Are they in, huge debt or something? That feels very weird. They are in 10 million debt. Yeah, that's quite a bit. I'm gonna go for a protectorate on Peru, Bolivia because Argentina is insignificant and Chile would be protected by America apparently. So it kind of seems like my only option. Although actually I don't know how we're gonna be able to land them. Maybe we no let's do a liberate country thing and just hopefully get them to back down maybe. Dang, this costs infamy no matter how much money we want. Well, I guess we'll just have a liberate in and we'll see if they back down or not. If not, we'll have to get a protect. Oh, okay, they back down. Good. We would have had to got some bordering protectorate and then invade them through that probably. But yeah, this works out pretty well. I'm gonna swap on Bessemer process as well as steel tools on all of our tooling workshops. Time to go and act schools so our pops can start having literacy and I can stop wasting all my authority on social mobility and start wasting it on consumption taxes probably. Maybe something else, but consumption taxes are probably going to be a pretty good way to use it. What? Circassia took Rostov? How did this happen? What? We're actually going to tech spread joint stock companies before we get the state incorporated, so I guess I should go for another company. I don't really know what to go for. This company actually might be somewhat reasonable to go for. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do the home goods company because we know it's gonna be 15 months till this is incorporated, and we're gonna tech spread joint stock companies quite a bit before that. We have a lot of tech spread right now. Okay, we passed pub schools, very nice. That'll help increase our education access a little bit, and we can start taking off the social mobility decrees on all but a couple of states really. That'll give us some extra authority, which we can use on some new consumption taxes. Luxury clothes looks very efficient. Regular clothes actually looks pretty efficient too. We're 3 years away from steel frame buildings. Oh, can we put on Duro yet? Has that stayed incorporated? Please tell me it has. Oh, we're 12 weeks away. All right. Okay, we can slot in Duro y Campania now, so that's going to be pretty good. It's got some good industries, steel, coal, iron, all very solid. Give it trade rights, investment rights, obviously, and that will be solid. It's going to take a while for it to build up, or to buy up the industries probably, but once it does, it's going to be a super profitable company. I'm going to try to sign a defensive pact to Siam, because I do want to try to sway here for a subjugation. We can probably sway for one. Let's just take a look. Defensive pact hasn't been agreed to yet. Now it has. We don't quite want to do it. Take on debt? Okay, that should be enough. Please? Yes, 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 please become my subject. No, you're not quite there. Take out industrialists, replace with church. That should be enough. Surely we can get this subject. We're one away. You kidding me? We can actually get it with conscripts, I'm pretty confident. Yeah, let's just spam a couple of conscripts and this should easily be enough to make the military power thing larger. And now we get Siam as a protectorate, which is pretty nice. If I try to go New Granada or something, France and Germany are kind of likely to side against me, so I think I'm just going to go for conquest of Reichstadt right now. That should be a fairly easy war. Upgrade a unit. Yeah, just need something kind of easy while we're in this Great Britain War, which this war is kind of A little bit tough, probably. Hopefully, Siam and France can win this for me so I don't have to do too much. I actually can't pass dedicated police force. We just needed this for PV approval. If that actually passed, it would be pretty terrible. Just unlock steel frame buildings. I'm going to start trying to swap that up. That's going to be very huge for our stuff. Unfortunately, we are running a little bit of an explosive shortage. I do have some explosives going in the queue, though, which should hopefully solve that. Also, we're tech spreading nitroglycerin, which I guess will give us a better explosives PM, which will be nice. Just going to try to swap up. We definitely need to try to get our GDP going up more. And so, yeah, gotta build tons and tons of construction. Oh, we need to control at least one British state so that we can enforce money transfer. It's time to go occupy British Guyana or something so that we can actually enforce this war and end it, please. Make Dynam a protectorate. See how this goes. Or this should go fine. Can we please end this British war? I think my nail agents are just kind of broken for some reason. Yeah, they're just broken. I don't know why. Might need to get up to 100 org cap. So let's try subventing the import of ammunition. So we can get up to 100 org. That might fix something. I'm not really sure what the problem is. But I feel like that could do something. I don't know. Oh, apparently there's a fleet we're fighting. Huh. Strange. I'm starting to experience turmoil in Shaanxi. That's so bad. I'm gonna remove the social mobility and start doing violent suppression to make the turmoil less bad. That's actually so bad, though. Yeah, that's terrible. Hopefully removing social mobility will make literacy lower, which should make it less of a problem. But yeah, SOL is really not doing too good. I assume the problem is that we have so much pollution here that we're getting terrible SOL. Yeah, it's just kind of stuck. I have no clue why we can't naval invade. I'm gonna try reloading. Oh, we actually managed to occupy this now. So that should mean that we can get a peace deal with Great Britain, hopefully. Surely, they're at minus 200. So we'll see if they can send a peace deal, because we can't send a peace deal. Okay, we'll finally be capitulating Britain, which means that we don't have to fight this war anymore, which will be nice. Also, it's going to mean that Siam is going to be rich. They're getting 33,000 a week from Russia, or from Britain, which is going to be so much money for them. Well, we finally got sewing machines and mechanized workshops, which will help out a little bit. That should make yeah, furniture and stuff insanely cheap. You should remove tariffs. Yeah, that we can have so much of this stuff, I assume. And take a look at our Shaanxi textile mill, just producing good old 8,000. Oh, dyes are actually really expensive. Um, hmm. How do we want to get a hold of more dyes? Because if we build this stuff, we're going to get huge unemployment probably. Hmm. Well, this state actually has a little bit of stuff where we won't get arable land. Maybe we can build like 50 here. That'll be good, I guess. It'll give us a couple of dyes, which is we need a lot of dyes. This isn't gonna be quite enough, but it will be the start of the dyes we need. Groceries for the Emperor. Unfortunately, these buildings aren't actually employing up. This isn't more profitable. I don't know. Yeah, fish is really expensive, so I'd assume that's maybe part of the reason why this isn't employing up. I feel like it should be employing. Okay, what is going on? We just not have enough qualifications here. Maybe I need to use social mobility down here to try to get qualifications up. Yeah, I guess we're just out of qualifications on... What are we out of qualifications on? Maybe engineers. That looks like our lowest pop fraction. Oh, we just got a ton more engineers, so that's good, I guess. It seems like building food industries is kind of just going to be the way. Might need to have a lot of these not on canned fish, though, because we don't have infinite fish. Bring the armed forces into government, and we need to start trying to pass colonial exploitation. We gotta start colonizing for that good old vulcanization. I'm gonna just annex Burma, sure. Yeah, we've got plenty of infamy. Some would say we should probably do something useful with the infamy, like conquer Russia or something, but no, we're gonna conquer Burma. This is a great country to expand China into. Maybe we should go for some stuff in the Russian Far East. That could be pretty good. I could do like mutual trade privileges. How close are they to giving me like Cheetah or whatever? They're pretty far away, but maybe if we stack enough stuff, we can. Oh, they really want to get an alliance with us because we have a much stronger army than them, I guess. Okay, that's interesting. Definitely could utilize that to get some state. Maybe not these states, but like Okhotsk? No? Interesting. You could get Sirida or something. That's something, but it's not amazing. It does have some lead, which is kind of useful though. Fertilizer, that'll be nice for trying to increase SOL and stuff. SOL is really low. Maybe we try to go food 3. I actually don't know how much it'll help, but it might help a little bit, especially in our states with high pollution. So I guess it's better than nothing, but the mortality will make us have even more unemployment, which actually like might be too much for us to deal with. I don't know. What's the alternative really? Like going transportation infra or I guess advanced research is something. Hmm. We could just go like colonial offices actually. We're about to get colonial. Yeah, I guess I'll just go colonial offices and oh, should I level this up? Maybe not that much because it will mean that we have to have higher minimum expected SOLs. I am gonna lower taxes, I think, just because we need more money. Or not needing more money. We need less radicals. We have 100 million radicals in the country right now, which is not okay. Oh, we get colonial exploitation in. Very nice. We'll start colonizing here, here, here. And yeah, we're at the colonization speed cap, unfortunately. Maybe stealing Portugal's colonies wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Um, I wonder, would anyone be likely to join Portugal if we were to try to steal their colonies? Maybe not, actually. That could be actually a good strategy. Steal Portugal's colonies in Angola and stuff. I think that would actually be good. Mostly Angola is what we care about, so I'll try to declare for like South Angola or whatever. And we can get a decent amount of rubber and a decent amount, yeah, basically just rubber. Um, Maybe after pump jacks we start trying to rush malaria prevention because we do want to try to colonize a decent amount of Africa, and Great Britain, is going to start doing it fairly soon, so we gotta catch up. It's time to turn Suzhou into the university capital of the Chinese Empire. Or actually, no, we should do a state where we have good literacy. Um, I mean, kind of Hainan maybe could be decent. Yeah, well, I guess we'll do Hainan, and we're gonna spam a ton of universities there, just because we need a lot of unis to fund getting better tech. Maybe 500 would be good. We need a decent amount to get our tech up to being constantly on par with the Europeans. Maybe like 30 railways will be good. Remember I said I should conquer Angola? I should actually do that. Yeah, conquer, or we could actually return Portuguese Western Guangdong, but we need to do the Boxer Rebellion. I don't know if a non-treaty port split state will work, but we're just gonna hope that it will work. And if it doesn't work, we can always go out at treaty port to someone, but we'll just keep Portugal there so we can use them. We've already cut them off here, so I guess we'll just take Angola. Okay, Portugal ends up backing down, which means we get South Angola, which is the more important section of Angola, because this will give us access to the colonization of East Angola as well. I guess I should do Mandalay. This seems like a fairly good place to colonize. And we still have more colonial growth, so maybe we should do one more. But actually, I don't know if that will go away if we conquer Tswana here real quick. I don't know. Universities are going pretty well. We got 141 of them so far. So it'll definitely help out with increasing our tech spread a little bit. Still, we have a lot of tech to spread, even though we're in like 1880. We're still missing a lot of tech relative to the Europeans, which is definitely a little bit of a change from the last time I played China because they cut university innovation in half, which is so brutal. And reduce Dominion of India's autonomy to a colony. Now, in theory, we could grant everything to Tibet and annex them, which, would give us a lot of GDP, but I think we're not gonna worry about that right now. Especially because the AI at Dominion of India is like, not doing bad. It's gotten up to 162 million GDP, which is not as high of a GDP per capita as us, but is also, not that low. I just keep building more and more rice in the south of my country. Oh yeah, we have the PMs unlocked. We should probably turn on what's it called? The automatic irrigation. We could also do dynamite actually. That would be pretty good, but automatic irrigation is going to be pretty huge. I have a swap up. Yeah, each of these is giving quite a bit of GDP. Now it looks like we're probably running out of motors because that GDP jump was pretty small. Yeah, motors are very expensive, so let's find a good state to build motors in. I guess Southern Jilin will be good. Build like 100 motor industries there. build like 20 railways. That should be good. We have demarginalized trade unions. I kind of want to go communist this game, so I think I'm going to try to pass universal suffrage. We'll see how it goes. I think it's got a good shot. What are we using to pass this? The liberal movement? Okay, I guess I'll start bolstering the liberal movement then. Scholar officials are starting a revolution? Okay, well, I guess we should put whoever will help us out with passing this in government, which is the literati and trade unions. So yeah, get them in government. This should be pretty easy to pass, I think. Sure, the absolute movement is actually starting a civil war over this. That's crazy. There's no way that civil war wins. That's a tiny civil war. I'd actually be completely fine with the civil war happening because it will actually just be some good old radicalism resetting. Oh, we can just insta pass universal suffrage? Hmm. Do I want to fight this revolution or not? That is the question. Because if we click this, we won't have to fight the revolution. But maybe we want to fight the revolution. I think we want to fight the revolution. Qing aristocratic revolt has started a diplomatic play against us. Alright. Well, as long as nobody sides against me. Oh no. Russia, do not side against me, please. Please? Okay. Um, they have huge ideological differences of government, so they don't want to side with us, but they shouldn't be able to side against us at least. And it looks like Germany isn't that likely to, so yeah, this war shouldn't be too bad. Should be a quick little civil war. Get rid of some radicals, which will be very nice. Oh, Brazil sided with them? Are they a minor power? No, they're a major power, so no subjugation. Oh, wait, China? They got Germany? Okay, well, as long as they don't arrive to the front in time, or even try to come over here, I guess, we'll be fine. Yeah. Oh, we got a world to win. I guess we'll offer better conditions. That is going to put us in a bit of a bureaucracy deficit, though. Yeah, this is a pretty easy civil war. Because, yeah, they got basically none of our army. You got 78 battalions versus 412. Okay, the revolution is over. That should kill a bunch of radicals. Yeah, we're down to only having 37 million radicals now, which means, yeah, no turmoil, which is pretty nice. I guess I should go back to a slightly more legitimate government for now. Hopefully we can get universal suffrage through. And just have, like, no clout. Well, we're not really running much of a deficit, so I guess it's time for more construction. Yo, Netherlands, could I maybe have South Cameroon from you? That would be nice. I just kind of want something to spend my infamy on. Oh, you don't want to give it to me? That's really unfortunate, Netherlands. Yeah, that's so unfortunate, Netherlands. You might want to like have the Dutch East Indies get liberated, and also I don't know. I don't want to spend too much infamy on this war, but you know, we just want to do a bunch of things that'll make them hopefully back down, but I don't really have anything else to do, unfortunately. So I'll just hope that they'll back down now. We'll see. I mean, they should be like minus 75, and we have. Wait, what? I thought I liberated Dutch East Indies. What? Oh, they joined my side? Okay. Hmm. Oh, we can offer Belgium Geller? Okay, well, that will make this war pretty easy because we can just send our army on land. Although it will make them less likely to back down. It's going to be worth it because it'll mean that we just have guaranteed wins on this war. Hopefully you pass universal suffrage here. I'm going to peace out with the Netherlands for South Cameroon and Geller. Very much, yeah, lots of rubber here. Oh, actually, that's a huge amount of radicals, so negative 95% state construction efficiency. Yeah, we can't be building there. Okay, well, hopefully we can get some more rubber throughout our country so we can actually, you know, start using the rubber tools, because rubber tools are really good. Just swapped up all of the PMs to using dynamite, and now we're running huge shortages, so I'm going to need to start building explosives to try to fix those shortages that we're running. I'm going to turn up a small tooling workshop onto machine steel tools, which should give us a very high price for it. Oh, what? Now we're getting absolutist movement again. We definitely don't want to trigger this again, I think. That's why I see our radicals are climbing back up. Got 20 million unemployed pops, which is kind of insane. Can we please stop getting so unlucky with our universal suffrage passing? All utopian characters will become communists? Sure, I don't know if we have any utopian characters or not. Okay, we got the Scramble for Africa stuff, so I can now start really colonizing. Or we don't really want to do that much because we don't really have enough colonial growth, but we can do something like this. And we do get it before Britain, which is nice. Unfortunately, Britain has been colonizing quite a while without malaria prevention, but we are going to be able to get quite a bit of Africa. We can at least cut Britain off in the south, probably, and then we'll probably compete in the north. I think it's time to make Persia into a protectorate. I think Russia's likely to intervene, which, if they do, we might try to do some liberates. I actually don't know if they're going to have the Siberia liberate unlocked yet. We'll see. I think the AI is much more aggressive in tech research. In 1.8, they definitely wouldn't have it by now, but, you know, Russia is, like, pretty big, so they might have pan-nationalism by now. We're actually gonna have to fight another absolutist movement? That's crazy. I guess I should have done the insta pass on universal suffrage, because it's really not going too well. Yep, here's Qing aristocratic revolt, round 2. This would have been really bad if Russia actually sided into this play, so luckily they didn't. Unfortunately, Russia joined against us in this play, which is not ideal. It's very unideal, but I think we can win. It is going to be tough, though. Oh, yeah, this is going to be really tough. We need to finish this Persia war soon so we can actually have an army. Okay, we got universal suffrage. I hate these stupid god worshippers. This is so evil. Why do they dare to become the Heavenly Kingdom? I hate the Heavenly Kingdom. Anyway, the trade unions are getting second place, and the royal folk are getting first place. Alright, yeah, we're on closed borders, right, so we can't, like, try to invite an agitator for our, royal folk to make them a republican or whatever. I wonder, we could maybe pass Council Republic. 7% success, that's not too good. I guess we don't have the tech for trade unions to like it yet, or no, we have Republican trade unions, right? That makes some sense. Yeah, this front with China isn't going too well. We really need to finish this war with Persia. Please occupy Iraqi Ajami soon. We have so much troops here that it would definitely help out a lot. Oh yeah, we're gonna get Isfahan, and that should be the war with Persia pretty much over. Please peace out. And yep, there we go. Now we can go fight Russia. And this army should be, yeah, huge. It went from like -7 to +50. It counts armies that are moving towards the fronts now. You know, I think I'm actually gonna go Rice Company. I don't know what company's best, but you know, Rice Company seems kind of interesting. We could give it rye farms. Well, rice will be nice. You know, rice is nice. It's got pretty good construction efficiency, and yeah, we need food. Rice is expensive in the market again. Time to go build more rice. Gonna swap to this government because it is a bit more legitimate, and we can go like Council Republic maybe if we exile the guy. What movements would be going up against Royalist and Absolutist? Alright, we've defeated the Absolutist movement 1,000,000 times. What could a Royalist movement possibly do to us, right? I'm sure it would be fine. I'm surprised the activism... Oh, yeah, okay. Do we want to do Council Republic right now? I think we do. It's, you know, it's a great meme. Of course, Council Republic is terrible, but it's a great meme, you know, so it has to be done. Council Republic. Now, can we get any else? We can get anarchist movement support, maybe. Could fake pass multiculturalism for anarchist movement support. No, that's not enough. What else can we fake pass? We can fake pass anarchism? No, we can't do that. I don't know. Let me take a look at what we can fake pass. Rights of Assembly worked, and now they should be supporting us for Council Republic. Very nice. I'm gonna try going up to machine steel tools. We'll see how terrible that goes. We're actually like almost not running a shortage. We just need a tiny bit more, which shouldn't be too hard, I think. Oh wow, the Rev got like all of our overseas land. So we should be able to get a bit more once the Rev is over, but the Rev is taking a little bit. Yeah, Russia's going to be leaving the Rev soon enough. Okay, the revolution in China's finally over. We're going to get another one for the Royalists, maybe, which, you know, would be annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. Well, it's like our third civil war. We had to fight a couple of civil wars, but, you know, this should be the final civil war to get Council Republic, and then we can be happy. Oh, evil Ottomans and Germany have sided with the Royalist Revolution. You're actually kidding me. There's no way. This is insane. How could they do this to me? They all the game just wants me to suffer, clearly. There's no other reason why you need to have Germany and Ottomans join against me in my revolution just because I want to turn communist. All I wanted was a little bit of communism, and you throw 10 trillion revolutions per second at me just for my tiny bit of communism. Where did my company go? Did it get disbanded because the levels were in the revolt? It might have. That must have been what happened, right? Oh, we actually managed to pass Council Republic. Nice. The fall of the Qing dynasty. Um, well, we're in a revolution right now, so getting 20% Han radicals actually won't be that bad. They'll all go away when the revolution's over. Surely. Surely that they'll all go away. The People's Republic of China has been reformed, what, like 59 years early? Nice. Now we must try communism with corporate or cooperative ownership. I actually don't know how good cooperative ownership is, so maybe this won't be terrible. I have no idea really how good this will be. Where's our capital? It's Shaanxi. We really need to not lose our capital, or else we will lose the war. Because, yeah, we're capping out way faster. The war with the Royalist Revolt is finally coming to an end. There we go. The People's Republic of China is finally reunited. Um, Now, there's only one valid thing that a People's Republic of China would do when it gets reunited, and that is annex Tibet. Okay, that's great. We've now annexed Tibet. We only have 3 years to complete the Boxer Rebellion, actually, so I'm going to go for Portuguese Western Guangdong. Okay, they just accept demands. That's good. Well, that should just complete this. Yep. You get the Mandate of Heaven. And I think this might be what we need for Fragile Unity. Oh no, we need to stamp out monarchism. Do we have the journal for that? Yeah, we do have the journal for that. All right. Well, we're gonna get 20% Han loyalists, which is gonna be pretty crazy. I guess we'll take Revere the Emperor, although it doesn't matter too much, I think. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I guess I'm gonna go food 3. We kind of are starting to get low on unemployment. I'm also gonna go vassal 3. That'll finish up our power block mandates. And we got cooperative ownership, so we'll see how this goes. It claims foreign collectivization, but I've heard that that doesn't actually work. We'll see if our buildings that we own in India and stuff get collectivized. If they do, that will be pretty unfortunate, but we're just going to hope that that doesn't happen. And if it doesn't happen, then that will be pretty cool. Well, so far, still own lots of GDP over here in India, so that's maybe a good sign. Yeah, we own so much of the GDP in India. It doesn't look like it's going down yet. I guess we can look at privately owned buildings, because I know company buildings will definitely stay. We gotta try to look for buildings owned by the pops, because that's what it should do. But unfortunately, we're just seeing a bunch of buildings owned by our companies. Here, yeah, we've got a bunch of buildings owned by manor houses, and it looks like none of them are collectivizing, so I think that that doesn't work anymore, or maybe we'll see soon. Oh, we get up in the air. They put a plus 30 offense for 2 years. Is our truce with Russia up yet? It runs out in 4 months. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna let this event time out, and then once our truce is up, maybe we'll go for Russia. Hopefully we can do Lib Siberia. We'll see. I'm gonna start using electric sawmills. Usually I don't really turn this on too often, but I think we do want to try to get more wood, because we are actually, I think, lacking some wood, or usually I feel like I was lacking wood in China, or no, we actually have tons of wood now, so we'll try to maybe export some wood and build up our electricity. We're at 1.3 billion GDP. GDP has been rising pretty quickly. Maybe communism isn't too bad. Standard Oil, I guess we've got, oh yeah, did I establish an oil company? I think I might have. What is Doorway Company doing with negative 500,000 profits? What in the world is going on? It's paying more an average annual wage than the profitability of the company. That is interesting. 2.5 million in wages is absolutely insane. I'm gonna start going for health insurance. We do, I guess, want to start getting pop growth up at this point, although we have, of course, still lots of unemployed people. I think we do want to start going pop. Oh, yeah. We should invade Russia. Our relations are too high. We can probably invade someone they have a guarantee on. If we, annex these guys or something, Russia will probably join. Yeah, okay, they will. This should be a pretty good war. How long is our military airships thing going for? 26 more months? So yeah, we'll have this for the start of the war, which will be pretty interesting to try out again. You know, it's always fun to use military airships for that plus 30 offense, which is just ridiculous. Well, unfortunately, Russia doesn't have the tech for Siberia, but we can still get a couple of good liberations like Lib Kazakhstan, Lib Ural, Lib Far East, and sure, I guess we'll lib Yakutia as well. These will all be some countries we can annex over the next little bit. We will want to try to get our colonial affairs institution up. I guess with our government, yeah, with our bureaucracy being so high, I should just set government administrations to auto expand. Also, how much of our government costs is in wages at this point? 150K? Okay, I think standardized filing system is worth it now. Oh, that gives us like so much extra bureaucracy. Yeah, we can just like level everything up now. We got public health insurance, so I'm gonna level that up as well. Maybe I should level up education. Yeah, I'll level it up, even though, you know, literacy sometimes it can be bad, but for us, I think it's fine. Oh, right, because of the new war system, we actually only have to reach Chelyabinsk to enforce this war instead of having to reach Perm, because we just need one state from Ural, and of course the other ones, but I think we already have all the other ones. Yeah, we already have one state from all the other ones. Oh, we get the Workers' Republic thing. How close are we to stamping out monarchism? Oh, we're pretty close. Nice. Um, so I guess we'll go with an anarchist. I think this is the best one. I guess I can actually take a look at what the different things are. I guess we could go single party state if we go vanguardist. I've actually never gone single party states. Maybe we should do that. It would mean like no easy multiculturalism, but you know, single party state I've never done. How easy would it be to pass it? We'd have, you know, PB disapproving, but we can probably just exile the radical and maybe get something that would actually approve of that. Yeah, like a corporatist or something. That they actually don't care about that, but you get something that doesn't care and then go single party state. Well, I've never done single party state before, so I think we'll give that a shot. 53% stalls. So yeah, let's just exile this guy. We go to market liberal. So can we go single party state now? Yep. Okay. It's time to start spamming the best industry ever. See, what's like? Okay, Southern Anhui, you get to have all the automobiles ever. Automobiles are like so profitable, it's insane. Especially if we get mass production, which we are going compression ignition right now, so soon enough we'll better get mass production and get a ridiculous amount. Oh yeah, we can peace out with Russia for liberates. We did lose military military airships by now, but you know, it was a little bit useful. I will start damaging relation to these guys so we can annex them soon. It is unfortunate that we couldn't lib, like, what's it called, Siberia? Maybe the next war we can lib Siberia. We'll just have to, as long as they have Tobolsk, I'm pretty sure we can do it. Oh, dang, Ural isn't unrecognized. That is unfortunate. So we can actually do an annex country play on Japan because they've gotten down to unrecognized power. Okay, sure. Maybe I could have gotten a subject on Spain here if it weren't for the Japan war. I don't know. Because, you know, they're getting quite a bit of minus attitude and stuff from me being high infamy, and you get a little bit less desire to become subject. Anyways, well, it's time to naval invade Japan. They have irregulars seemingly, so we can go for a pretty easy landing. Should just put these guys on attack so they actually advance. Well, there goes Japan. More like the People's Republic of China. Japan does not need to exist. It is just a part of the People's Republic of China. Oh, we also need the Ryukyu Islands. Oh, we can't complete stamp out monarchism due to this huge PB. We need to get it a Republican or something, or corporatist or whatever. It can't be debased because they actually like monarchy and reactionary, which is a problem. The Indian national movement? What is this nonsense? We can't be having an Indian national movement. I'm gonna put guns on high subventions. We'll see if we can maybe, you know, start getting that infamy reduction event. I kind of doubt we'll get that much of it, but hey, you know, the great Indian, you know, bypassing of isolationism is truly based. Although we could probably just go free trade now or whatever, and it wouldn't matter that much because we do kind of have infinite money to spend on taxes or whatever. So it wouldn't be a huge deal to lose the plus 15% taxation capacity. I really hope we can incorporate Japan soon enough, because, yeah, eating this minus 33% state construction efficiency penalty is so annoying. We have bad relations with our fellow Frenchmen in the French Commune. Why is their GDP so low? But we gotta become friends with our fellow communists here in France. I think, that would only be right, really. France is a minor power. They're not even bankrupt. They're just doing really bad. That's kind of crazy. I don't think we can like protectorate France, but if we could, that would be pretty funny. We actually maybe could. That would be an interesting thing to go for. Hmm. I don't remember establishing a paper company. I think this is a bad company. I think we want to do the motor industry company because automobiles are kind of insane. This because steel mills is its industry, right? That's not amazing. Oh, the 5-year plan was completed. Um, did that give us any bonuses? I guess maybe it doesn't. Hmm. Apparently, we failed to pass a single party state, which is unfortunate. Guess we'll have to use the fascist movement to try to pass it, maybe. Or maybe we'll just have to give up on it. Oh yeah, we should go proportional taxation. It's so much more money. And we can maybe even lower taxes and get higher SOLs or whatever. Some would say higher SOLs are terrible, and they'd be kind of right, but higher SOLs are, kind of cool. I'm gonna reduce Persia's autonomy and then start granting states to the Dominion of India, because I do want to try to annex the Dominion of India here. I don't know why they just flipped out of being loyal. That's not very nice. We're just going to grant all their states over, all the Persian states over here. Annex India, it's kind of a little bit of a late annexation of India, but it is what it is. Okay, India. Yep, they don't want war. They don't want peace. They want war. Okay, well, they're going to get war. And they're going to get annexation, in fact. Okay, that war declaration is up, so I'm not going to start declaring some more wars against, like, the Kazakh Khanate and stuff. Fortunately, that did actually cost a bit more infamy than I kind of expected. Yeah, like 10 infamy is quite a lot, but also it's not that much. So I just gotta accept that that's what the infamy cost is. Oh, we're running a rubber shortage? Wow. I'm surprised that we had that much of a rubber coming from India. I guess, yeah, not that much, really. Hmm. Do we have the rubber PM right? Something's weird. There's no way we should be running this much of a rubber PM. Or this much of a rubber shortage? I guess we just are. Okay. Well, that's crazy. The power of automobiles to make you run rubber shortages, clearly. You gotta try to build, build, build. We only have 1.8 billion GDP all of a sudden. The power of not building, but also the power of losing India in my market. I need my India back on my market, which means I need to annex them. This game is too realistic. We got so many cars that the automobile prices are dropping to negative 50%. No! This is so sad. As a true communist would, I'm going to fire every single bourgeois general because I want to get the stamp out monarchism thing to finish, and unfortunately these generals are making the stupid PB have too much clout, so I gotta fire them to hopefully make the PB have a bit less clout. It's not really going to do that much. I actually did a decent amount. Maybe if we promote all the rural folk generals and stuff, we can get there. I don't know. I just really would like to um, get the stamp out monarchism thing to continue going. Time for peace with India. Annex Dominion of India. Okay. Pretty nice little jump up in GDP there. It's probably got quite a bit more to go, but we can just start incorporating India and stuff, and that'll be nice. There's quite a bit of resources here that we can probably try to build up, although India does have pretty terrible resources. Persia does have pretty good resources. You can see they got iron in like every single state, which is very solid. Yeah, we're already to 2.3 billion. That's pretty good. Okay, we got prop tax, which I think is a huge amount more money. Wow, the AI signs so many treaties now. Look how many treaties the Russian AI has. Looks like yeah, other GPs don't have quite as many treaties, but Russia has so many treaties. Wow. I think I finally hired enough generals. The PB are no longer powerful, so we can finally do stamp out monarchism. I'm gonna try to turn on electric sewing machines. Or textiles are already super cheap in our market, so this is gonna absolutely crash textile prices, I guess. But it's worth it for the greater good. Let's take a look at how our yeah, electricity is a little expensive now, so we're going to build a couple power plants. Do you have the power plants tech yet? No, we don't. So yeah, we're going to build so many power plants. It's going to be ridiculous. But If there's one thing I love building, it's power plants because they cost 800 construction, which means they're going to be able to stay in my queue for a long time. Well, we just unlocked compression ignition, which, the greatest tech in the history of technologies. Diesel pump? No, let's not use diesel engines. Let's use electric engines on that, actually. We do mass production on cars. No, we don't. We don't have the stuff for that. I guess I'll turn on diesel pumps in all my mines. That should be a pretty decent oil sink. And then I guess I'll also do the diesel trains. And that'll be decent. Okay. Did actually... Oh, we do not have enough oil for this. We should swap oil PMs for one. We probably have the wrong oil PM on. Yeah, we do. That fixes oil shortage immediately. And I can start building all of our available oil fields, because yeah, we should have quite a few to build up. I think we must make the GDP go up. You know what that means? It's time to lower taxes. This actually isn't that bad of a tax, really. We're not losing that much money. We just make our SOL go up, which will also make our GDP go up. I assume this SOL spike down is caused by us annexing India. Well, finally, here it is. Stamp out monarchism is complete. Oh, what's this event? We can jail some oil barons. Yeah, let's jail the oil barons. Yeah, we must put the past behind us. And a century of triumph. 25 legitimacy minus 25% decree cost. That's not terrible. Plus 25% technology research fee. I didn't think it was that crazy. Maybe you actually want to rush this. Wow. That's actually really good. I wonder how easy is it to get to, yeah, if you could stamp out monarchism early, you just need to complete Boxer Rebellion and you can do this. That's actually pretty insane. Well, the ingenuity of our people will lead us even further. Very nice. 25% technology research speed is insane. So I was just trying to annex little old Chitral, and the Russians dare to join against me, so I guess we're gonna liberate Idel, Ural, Siberia. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, well, yeah, the Russians, they're not going to be very happy that they sided into this play, because it is going to result in their downfall, the loss of all of Siberia, unfortunately for them. We're also going to conquer Baku, because it's Baku. I have to conquer it, even though we're probably not going to be playing long enough to be able to utilize Baku. It's Baku. If I wouldn't conquer it, then I would be, crazy. We can now make peace with Russia, getting Baku and liberating Siberia and Idel-Ural. Very nice. The evil Russians are siding against me yet again. This is insane. We get the French Commune on our side for a regime change in Russia. Let's maybe not do that, because a regime change might be a little tough. But let's get France on our side. We're not going to add any war goals against Russia this war. I just want to get this war over with so we can annex Kabul and have a pretty nice big empire here. Well, I think there's just one last thing that must be done, and that is annexing Korea for great Chinese borders. Unfortunately, it says Great Britain is likely to intervene, which if they do, would be very mean, but I'm sure they won't. The evil Brits have sided against us, including Mexico, apparently. I don't know why Mexico joined the war. Apparently they have an interest here and joined, I guess. I'm going to start trying to pass mass conscription, because this war actually isn't going that well. They have taken over a bunch of India, and our pushing in here isn't going that well. I guess I'll start trying to go chem warfare. I don't think we're gonna need this stuff to win, but it might help. We'll see. Well, this war was a terrible idea. It's really not going well. Yeah, we need to try to salvage this. We lost all of our African colonies. I guess I should try to reinvade them to try to not have that much devastation happen there, because it's not good. I should probably try to get infinite more conscripts, but the new org problems make conscripting huge amounts of troops so annoying. That is the one thing I really hate is you have to really separate them into different armies. You can't just spam 1,000 battalions into a single army because you can only have 800 per army now max. I've landed in Scotland, so the UK will have a little bit of capitulation desire, and maybe it will also move back some troops. But it looks like we are actually just managing to push into Korea now, which is great. Does Great Britain have any huge war goals on us? Not really, so if we can enforce on Korea, we can just capitulate out of the rest of the war goals. Well, finally, Korea will get occupied. Yep, that's the final battle. We get the Korean capital. We also get mass conscription. A little late, but Can we maybe do a peace deal like this? No, Great Britain isn't happy with this. Okay, I guess we're gonna fight for Korea to hit negative 100 then. Or maybe Great Britain will drop a little bit. We can finally, yep, there we go. And now we just capitulate. And that's that war done. Unfortunately, our GDP is actually lower than before we declared the war because India has insane devastation now. Absolutely ridiculous devastation over here in southern India because it got like full occupied. Apparently, America's fighting a huge war over Zanzibar now. Interesting. Well, I think I'm going to end the run here. Of course, we didn't play this run as optimally as my previous China run, but it was interesting that we were so behind on GDP that we only hit 4 billion in like 1910, whereas in my last China run I hit it in 1900. I think that's very indicative of China being massively nerfed this update because, yeah, this is a way lower GDP than I got on both Russia and Germany. Maybe not Russia by this year, but Russia's definitely in a much better position to end up having a higher GDP than we are in right now. So I think China is now at least in fourth place behind Russia, Germany, and Britain. I'm not sure, but that's my current thoughts. It might even be behind France and the USA. I guess we can take a look at all of our graphs, literacy, SOL, POPs. We probably should have enacted healthcare earlier, but we still have a ton of unemployment, so maybe not. We have a ton of radicals, also a ton of loyalists in China and Japan. As we can look at culture, I assume it's going to be mostly normal, except we have a Han in Tuva and North Heiliongjiang. Didn't get a Han in Baku or anything, so all this looks pretty much normal. I guess we can take a look at religions. I think we're on freedom of conscience, so not much should have changed. Yeah, it's all pretty much the same, although I think maybe this isn't normally Confucian. I'm not really sure. And maybe some stuff has been converted from Mahayana to Confucian. I'm not sure how this normally looks. Japan had a little bit of Shinto in the capital, so we got that. Yeah, and I guess we can take a look at what are the top GDP states in the world. Shaanxi, Jiangxi, Sichuan. Sichuan being high is kind of surprising. Hainan, Southern Jilin I built up pretty tall compared to what I feel like I would do normally on China, and I think this is a pretty good state. You know, the lead is really nice. We're having huge lead shortages as normal with China. I guess I can quickly show the block. We hit 4.26 billion in the block. Peru, Bolivia by far did the best of all of our block members, sitting at 111 million GDP. They definitely did pretty well. And yeah, I think that's where I'm ending off the video. So, goodbye!